1. The lost city of Atlantis, first mentioned by Plato in 360 BCE, Atlantis was said to be a powerful island nation that sank into the ocean in a single day. Many believe it was a real place destroyed by natural disaster, while others say it was purely a philosophical story. Over centuries, countless explorers and researchers have searched for it, in the Mediterranean, the Caribbean, even Antarctica. But no definitive evidence has ever been found. The idea of an advanced civilization lost to the sea has inspired books, films, and conspiracy theories. Could it have been real, or was Plato warning us about pride and corruption? Despite modern technology, its true location remains a mystery. Atlantis still lies somewhere between legend and reality. 2. The Voynich Manuscript, this mysterious book, written in an unknown script and filled with strange illustrations, was discovered in the early 20th century. The language it's written in has never been deciphered, and no one knows who wrote it or why. Its pages are filled with bizarre plants, celestial diagrams, and naked figures. Some believe it's a medieval medical text or a coded alchemical guide. Others suggest it's an elaborate hoax or even alien in origin. Cryptographers, linguists, and AI systems have tried cracking it, all have failed. The manuscript is now housed at Yale University. Yet over 600 years later, its secrets remain hidden. 3. The disappearance of the Roanoke colony. In the late 1500s, over 100 settlers established a colony on Roanoke Island, in present-day North Carolina. When the colony's leader returned from a supply trip years later, he found everyone gone. There was no sign of struggle, just one word carved into a tree, Croton. Some believe the colonists joined nearby Native American tribes. Others think they were wiped out by disease, war, or famine. No bodies, no documents, no real clues were ever recovered. It remains one of America's oldest and eeriest mysteries. The fate of the Roanoke colonists is still unknown. 4. The Somerton Man. In 1948, the body of an unidentified man was discovered on Somerton Beach in Adelaide, Australia. He was dressed in a suit, with no signs of violence, and all labels had been cut off his clothes. Authorities found no wallet, no ID, and no clear cause of death, though poison was suspected. The case grew stranger when a tiny rolled-up paper was found in a hidden pocket of his pants. The words read, Tamam Shud, Persian for, it is ended, torn from a rare book of poetry by Omar Khayyam. That exact book was later found in a man's car nearby, and inside was a coded message and an unlisted phone number. The number belonged to a nurse who refused to speak about her connection to the man. Despite extensive investigation, the man's identity, origin, and reason for death remain a mystery. The cryptic code in the book has never been definitively deciphered. In recent years, DNA analysis has hinted at new leads, but nothing conclusive has emerged. To this day, the Somerton Man case is one of Australia's most haunting unsolved puzzles. It's a story of silence, secrecy, and questions that may never be answered. 5. The Dyatlov Pass Incident. In February 1959, 9 Soviet hikers set out into the icy wilderness of the Ural Mountains. What began as a challenging expedition soon became one of the most disturbing unsolved mysteries in modern history. When their bodies were found weeks later, investigators were stunned. Their tent had been ripped open from the inside, and the hikers had fled into the snow barefoot and barely clothed. Despite temperatures dropping below -30 degrees Celsius, some were found with broken ribs and skull fractures. One woman was missing her eyes and tongue. There were no signs of a struggle with other people, only raw terror. Radioactivity was found on some of their clothing. Soviet authorities quickly closed the case, blaming an unknown compelling force. But the lack of concrete answers only fueled wild theories: secret military testing, avalanches, UFOs, even supernatural forces. Over 60 years later, the Dyatlov Pass incident remains an icy enigma, frozen in time, with the truth buried deep in the snow-covered mountains. 6. The lead masks case. In 1966, 2 Brazilian men were found dead on a hill near Rio de Janeiro, both wearing lead masks and formal suits. Next to them were water bottles, towels, and a notebook with cryptic instructions: be at the specified location at 4:30. Take capsules after the effect, protect metals, wait for mask signal. There were no signs of violence, and toxicology tests couldn't determine the cause of death. Some theorized the men were part of a cult, attempting to communicate with aliens or ascend to a higher dimension. Others suspected a psychedelic experiment gone wrong. The lead masks were believed to shield them from radiation, possibly from a supernatural source. Despite international coverage, no one has been able to explain the full circumstances of their deaths. Their families and investigators were left baffled, and the case was eventually closed without answers. Even today, the lead masks case is one of the strangest and most chilling unexplained deaths in history. 7. The Dancing Plague of 1518. In July 1518, a woman named Frau Trophia stepped into the streets of Strasbourg, modern-day France, and began to dance. Days later, dozens joined her, dancing uncontrollably for hours on end. Within a month, hundreds were affected, many collapsing from exhaustion, strokes, or even death. There was no music, no celebration, just relentless, involuntary movement. Authorities were baffled and even encouraged dancing, believing it was a cure. Historians have proposed mass hysteria, ergot poisoning, or even neurological disorders as explanations. But none fully account for the sheer scale or duration of the event. It was as if the town was gripped by a shared madness. The plague eventually faded away, as mysteriously as it began. The dancing plague remains one of the most bizarre medical and cultural phenomena ever recorded. 8. The disappearance of the SS Ourang Medan. In 1947, a distress call was picked up from a ship named the SS Ourang Medan. The message was chilling: all officers including the captain are dead. Lying in chart room and bridge. Possibly whole crew dead. Then, silence. When rescuers finally found the ship drifting in the Strait of Malacca, every crew member was dead, eyes wide open, arms outstretched, faces twisted in terror. No wounds. No explanation. Before investigators could search for clues, the ship mysteriously exploded and sank. To this day, no records of the ship exist, and its origins remain unknown. Was it chemical poisoning? A ghost ship? Or something far more sinister? 9. The Green Children of Woolpit. In 12th century England, two green-skinned children reportedly appeared near the village of Woolpit. They spoke no known language, wore strange clothes, and were visibly confused by their surroundings. The boy soon died, but the girl survived and learned English. She said they came from a place called St. Martin's Land, a subterranean world with no sun, only twilight. Her story baffled villagers and has mystified historians for centuries. Some speculate they were malnourished or poisoned, which could have caused the green skin. Others suggest they were refugees from war, or even time travelers or aliens. There's no way to confirm the account, as it was recorded decades after the event. Still, the tale endures as a haunting legend. Whether truth, myth, or misinterpretation, the Green Children of Woolpit continue to stir wonder and debate. 10. The Pollock Twins. In 1957, two young sisters, Joanna and Jacqueline Pollock, died in a car accident in England. A year later, their mother gave birth to twin girls, Gillian and Jennifer. As they grew up, the twins began exhibiting knowledge and memories eerily specific to their deceased sisters, despite never having met them. They asked for toys the original girls had owned, recognized places they had never been, and even had birthmarks matching their older sisters. Their parents, devout Christians, were shocked and conflicted. Some psychologists believe the case is an example of reincarnation or a shared family trauma. Skeptics argue the parents may have unintentionally influenced the twins. Still, the details remain highly specific and difficult to explain. The Pollock twins are often cited as one of the most compelling cases in reincarnation research. Whether spiritual mystery or psychological anomaly, their story continues to challenge our understanding of life, death, and memory.